We love a good hero, the savior, the one we root for when the world is falling apart. But sometimes, the person leading the charge isn't the hero at all. They're just the villain with better PR. From manipulative mentors to corporate sociopaths, today we're unmasking the good guys. Here are 10 movie heroes who were actually the villains. Number 10. Claire Dearing from Jurassic World. In the first Jurassic World, we're introduced to Claire Dearing as a high-powered executive. She's the protagonist we follow, but let's look at her track record. Claire doesn't see living, breathing dinosaurs. She sees assets. She is the personification of corporate negligence. She authorized the creation of the Indominus Rex, a genetic monstrosity designed purely for profit and wow factor without even knowing what it was capable of. When things inevitably go south, she's more concerned with the PR fallout than the safety of the thousands of people on the island. While Owen Grady is the one with the boots on the ground, Claire is the reason those boots are being chased by a prehistoric nightmare in the first place. By the end of the film, she's framed as a survivor, but in reality, she's the negligent architect of a mass casualty event. Number 9. Joe Fox from You've Got Mail. On the surface, You've Got Mail is a cozy 90s rom-com about two people finding love in the digital age. But if you strip away Tom Hanks' effortless charm, Joe Fox is a corporate predator. He systematically destroys Kathleen Kelly's livelihood, a multi-generational independent bookstore, just to put another Fox Books megastore on the map. The real villainy, however, is the gaslighting. Joe finds out that Kathleen is his online pen pal long before she does. Instead of being honest, he uses that insider information to manipulate her, mock her business, and eventually win her over while she's at her most vulnerable. He bankrupts her, hides the truth, and then waits for her to fall in love with him. That's not a romance. It's a hostile takeover of a human being. Number 8. Ladybug from Bullet Train. Ladybug, played by Brad Pitt, spends the entirety of Bullet Train talking about therapy, inner peace, and his desire to stop using guns. He thinks he's a reformed man, just a victim of bad luck. But here's the thing, Ladybug is still a professional snatch-and-grab thief working for high-level criminals. Every peaceful action he takes results in an astronomical body count. He leaves a trail of destruction behind him, and while he laments his unlucky life, he's the one who chose to step onto a train full of assassins. His refusal to take accountability for the chaos he attracts is his biggest flaw. He might be the guy we're rooting for to survive, but in the ecosystem of the film, he's just another cog in a violent machine that ruins lives for a paycheck. Number 7. Dom Cobb from Inception. Dom Cobb is a tragic figure, but he is also incredibly dangerous and selfish. The entire plot of Inception is driven by Cobb's desire to go home to his children, which sounds noble until you realize he's willing to risk the minds and lives of his entire team to do it. The biggest reveal, though, is what he did to his wife, Mel. To get her to leave the dream world, he performed Inception on her, planting the idea that her world wasn't real. He broke her mind even after her death. He continues to play with people's subconsciouses for profit. He isn't a hero saving the day. He's a man running from his own psychological wreckage, dragging everyone else into his dream state delusions just to find a shortcut to his own peace of mind. Number 6. Albus Dumbledore from Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. For 6 books and movies, Dumbledore is the ultimate grandfather figure. But by the Deathly Hallows, we see the greater good Dumbledore. This is a man who spent decades playing a long-game chess match with human lives. Snape put it best, you've kept him alive so that he can die at the right moment. Dumbledore raised Harry like a pig for slaughter. He withheld vital information, manipulated Snape's grief, and allowed a child to face trauma after trauma, all to fulfill a prophecy. While his goal was to defeat Voldemort, his methods were cold, calculated, and arguably Machiavellian. He didn't just lead the light side, he orchestrated a war where the hero was always meant to be a sacrificial lamb. Number 5. V from V for Vendetta. V is often celebrated as a symbol of freedom and resistance against a fascist regime. And while the government in V for Vendetta is objectively evil, V himself is a textbook terrorist. He doesn't just target the government, He uses fear and massive explosions to achieve his ends. The most damning evidence of his villainy is what he does to Evie. To free her from her fears, he kidnaps her, imprisons her, and tortures her, mimicking the very regime he claims to hate, just to radicalize her. He decides that the only way for her to be truly free is to be broken and rebuilt in his image. He's a man who has lost his humanity to his cause, and while the fire he starts burns down a corrupt system, it's fueled by the lives of the people he claims to be saving. Number 4. The narrator, Tyler Durden from Fight Club. Because we see the world through the narrator's eyes, we initially sympathize with his fight against consumerism. But as the film progresses, it becomes clear that Project Mayhem isn't a revolution, it's a cult. Tyler Durden, who is, of course, the narrator's own psyche, creates an army of space monkeys who are stripped of their individuality. They commit acts of domestic terrorism, destroy public property, and eventually aim to reset society through mass destruction. The narrator isn't a hero waking up from a corporate coma. He's a man whose mental health crisis results in the birth of a fascist-adjacent organization. By the time he tries to stop it, he realizes he's already burned the world down. Number 3. Daniel Plainview from There Will Be Blood. Daniel Plainview is often studied as the ultimate self-made man, but he is a sociopath disguised as an entrepreneur. From the very beginning, he uses his son, who is actually an orphan baby he took, as a prop to project a family man image and win over landowners. Plainview doesn't want to build a community. He wants to drain it. He hates people, and he thrives on the destruction of his rivals. By the end of the film, he has alienated everyone, abandoned his son, and committed cold-blooded murder in a bowling alley. He is the personification of greed is good, taken to its most violent, soul-crushing extreme. He didn't win. He just outvillained everyone else until there was no one left to fight. Number 2. Lou Bloom from Nightcrawler. Jake Gyllenhaal's Lou Bloom is the protagonist of Nightcrawler, but he is a monster from the first frame. He is a scavenger who finds a niche in filming horrific accidents and crimes for local news. Lou doesn't just record the news, he manipulates it. He moves bodies to get a better camera angle. He sabotages his competitor's van, leading to a fatal crash. Most chillingly, he orchestrates a deadly shootout with police just so he can get the shot. Lou Bloom is the ultimate hero of the grind set culture, but his success is built entirely on the blood and suffering of others. He is a predator who found a way to make his psychopathy profitable. Number 1. Michael Corleone from The Godfather. At the start of The Godfather, Michael Corleone is the war hero who wants nothing to do with his family's criminal business. We watch him descend into the underworld, and we justify it because he's doing it for his family. But by the end of the first film, Michael has completed his transformation into a cold-blooded tyrant. He lies to his wife's face about his involvement in the mass execution of his rivals. In the sequel, the hero we once admired murders his own brother, Fredo. Michael's journey is the ultimate tragedy of a man who becomes the very thing he once despised. He didn't save his family. He destroyed its soul to maintain his own power. He is the quintessential hero-turned-villain, and he ends his story exactly where he belongs, alone. It's easy to root for the person in the spotlight, but if you look closely at the trail of bodies and broken lives they leave behind, the line between hero and villain starts to blur. Which of these heroes do you think is actually the worst? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into your favorite films. See you in the next one.